Hey guys, just a quick note before we get started here. I just wanted to let you guys know that there are some parts that I had to cut a whole lot out of in the video so that way I could make sure that everything was working correctly. I ran into several bugs while operating the game and things that were getting in the way and preventing it from operating. So if you need any clarification for anything shown to you in the video, please don't be afraid to ask. I will make sure that you have the answers to those questions, and I will get them to you as fast as possible. Thank you guys for your understanding, and we'll start the video now.
Too hard, but I'm still out here boasting. I'm focused, I block out commotion. All of y'all salty like you drunk the ocean. To enemies, your only devotion. Watching this shit, they your favorite and like it to know more about y'all emotions.
What is up, my fellow endos? Flames you here, and I'm back with another Starbase tutorial for you guys. Today we will be covering assembly and attachment of the ore collector and mining laser onto your ship, and I will cover the materials that you need in order to attach them and go over everything and make sure that they work and show you them in action. In order to build this and get this all set up on your ship, you will need at least 2 free hard points. Those hard points are so that way you can, of course, attach them to your ship. If you wish to attach more mining lasers or more ore collectors, then you will need to have more hard points available for each. You will need the pipe tool with some ammo, the pipe tool and the ammo for it, so that way you can connect it from the hard point that it's attached to your storage crates. I'll show you how it's done on my ship. It might be a little different on your ship, so keep that in mind. You'll need 2 buttons. I recommend using the hybrid buttons, as this will have a UI display on it that shows the name or ID of the item that it's attached to. In this case, it will be the mining laser and the ore collector. You will need the ore collector, you'll need the mining laser, you will need 2 small turntable mount type 2s, you will need 2 small turret turntable type 1, you will need 2 utility tool body type 1, and you will need 4 utility tool and rail cannon capacitors in order to complete this for each one. So let's start off with the ore collector. So we're going to pull the parts for the ore collector into the inventory. So for the ore collector, we will need the ore collector, we will need the utility tool body, we will need the small turntable mount 2, we will need the utility tool and rail cannon, and then we will also be needing the small turret turntable. So let's start assembling this. So we got the utility tool body here. That's the port where the ore collector and the mining laser would go to. So we're going to set that there, and then we're going to take the capacitors that we have 2 of in the inventory. Make sure snap is on. Snap 1 in, snap 2 in. Then you need the bolt tool, and you will bolt them in like so. Then you can rotate it just a little bit like that. Then we need the mount. So we're going to rotate the mount like that and scroll it up there. We'll place it, aim at it, and we're going to bolt it, or we're going to bolt it in. If it doesn't bolt at first, just kind of pick it back up, wiggle it, put it back down, and it'll let you bolt it right up. If it doesn't bolt on the top, that's fine. Put a bolt up there, make sure that's bolted, and then it should look like that. You can see the bolts on the top securing it in. So we've got that. Now we need the ore collector, which is what we're going to start with first. So we'll put the ore collector down here. We've got it on our bar. We're going to turn it and make sure it snaps into place on there. Then we are going to take the bolt tool. We're going to put this back in the inventory, and we're going to bolt it to the machine. So now it's bolted. And again, if it doesn't let you, just give it a little wiggle, and then it'll bolt it right down. So the 2 bolts on the top, 1 on the side, 1 on the other side. So there we have, it's all bolted up, ready to go. Okay, so we've gotten the mount bolted up, and we've got it bolted down to the hard point. Then we take this and we want to make sure that it snaps appropriately, like so, and then we're gonna bolt it in like that. So now you want to make sure that it's firmly connected and all the bolts are in place. Give yourself a little bit of throttle. Any direction will do. You give yourself the throttle and you move and it stays still. That means that you've done it well. So then we're going to set up very similarly on the other side. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Now, how we're going to do that is we're going to assemble it the exact same way. We are going to pull out first the materials required. So we need the mount, we need the turntable mount, we need the utility tool body, we need both capacitors, we need the mining laser, and then we need the turret mount. It's not looking like I have that. I thought that I pre-acquired it. That's okay. No, I've already bolted it in down here, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin assembly of the mining laser. So drag down the pieces that you need. We're going to put this one here, and we're going to put this one here, and we're going to put the mining laser here. All right. So let's start with the body, which we're going to rotate like that. Place right there. I said rotate and place right there. Then we're going to take the capacitors and put the capacitors in here. Oh, I shouldn't. There we go. 8. So we're gonna snap a capacitor into each side, and we're gonna bolt them in. Now we're bolted. Take this, rotate it around. Then we're gonna put the mount on it. Rotate it just a little bit. Place it there. And then again, if it doesn't let you bolt it, just wiggle it off, put it back on, and then it'll bolt you right up. Might have to manually place the next bolt, which is fine as well. Alright, so we're bolted up there. Now we're gonna need the mining laser. We want to make sure that mining laser snaps in there just right. Alright, snapped in. So we're gonna bolt it down. So we should have a bolt here, a bolt here, and then we should have 2 bolts on the top. Looks like we're missing just one. That's fine. We'll bolt it in just like that. Alright, so now we've got that bolted in. We got the mount on. We're right under the ship. We're gonna rotate this like so. Alright, there we go. We've got that one attached. And now we can attach it to that. So the part that I had over there was bugged. We have fixed it. We're gonna bolt it in. Alright, and it also helps to get under the ship. Hit Q. You can rotate and align yourself to that side of the ship. So now I'm gonna rotate myself back around. Alright, and then now we're going to make sure that we can thrust in a direction without losing so as you can see, stayed attached. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna need now is to put up the buttons. So I went a little too far from the station, so we're gonna turn back around here real quick. Get closer to the station. Now we're close enough. Alright, so now we're gonna pull out our 2 hybrid buttons. Alright, and we're going to attach the hybrid button to our hotbar. So now, this is very important that you do this. If you hit U on your ore, collector, and it does not have 2 grids on it, or 2 fields, then you cannot use it. So, you want to change, you want to make sure that it's got toggle on and power. Alright, if it's got power and toggle on, then you're good to go. So we're going to change this to ore collector. Alright, we're going to leave that there, right? And then we're going to do the same thing with the mining laser. So we're going to go to the mining laser. We're going to look at it. We're going to hit U. It's got 2 fields. And then so you see it says mining laser on. We're going to leave that as is. That looks good. And the mining laser beam length is just the distance in meters that it goes to. The longer the distance, the more power it consumes. So now we're going to pull out a button like that. And then we'll, bam, pick this one up, put it down here too, and then bam. That should be good. So then we're going to change its name. Alright, so we're going to do one at a time. Actually, I don't think we need to. We're going to call this one the ore collector. Right, and then we're gonna do that. So now it's ore collector. Okay guys, so I cut the video because I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting the readings underneath the fields that it offers. I just had to relog. Sorry about that. So anyways, if you look here, you'll see that I have it changed to ore is the name of the ore collector. And then that means that when I came over here to this button and I changed that its name in the field to ore as well, so it matches the ore collector. So now if you look at the ore collector, its value is 0 right now. But if I hit the button for ore, its state should have gone to 1. Also, you want to change button style from 0 to 1. So we're going to change that to a 1. And now what happens is when we turn the button, it stays on. And if you look at the ore collector, you can see that the ore value is on at 1. So it is now active and operating. We're going to do the same thing with this button. We are going to change its button style to 1. Right? And then we're going to go down and we are going to name, let's see, we're going to check the name. So it says mining laser on. And so we're going to call it mine laser, so it fits nicely on the button. Oh, I hit caps locks there. We're gonna call it mine laser. Alright, and then we're going to set the button up. So we'll U, tab, we're going to change this to mine laser. Hit enter. And there you have it. We've got the mine laser and we've got the ore collector. So now I'll be right back. We're going to fly into the asteroid field and we are going to test it out. Okay guys, we are out here in the asteroid field. We're going to go find an asteroid. Now the range is dependent. You want to kind of be pretty close. And the ore collector will only collect if it has direct line of sight to what it is that you were trying to collect. So we're gonna go up to this asteroid here, and where I have it, it may be a little finicky and a little difficult to get used to. You may have some troubles and things like that when using it. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to get kind of close, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of reverse thrust. That way I can, put myself right here. So as you know, the ore collector is back up top over here. Mining laser's on the bottom. Now the mining laser takes a lot of power. I'm assuming that you can just use the U key, not on the button but on the thing, and on the mining laser, and reduce the power drain that way. But we're gonna turn the mining laser on. As you can see right here, we aren't close enough to hit it, and that's with a range of 10. So I'm gonna bump it a little bit. Totally unnecessary, but we're gonna just do that. Excuse me. And we're gonna get a little closer. We're gonna turn the laser on. As you can see, it's gonna start eating away at the rock. And as the ore collector faces the mine, the asteroid rather, sorry, it will continue to collect the lasers. You turn this off, it'll charge right back up. And we need the generator to charge the battery back up. This is a massive power drainer. As you can see, the ore collector is now collecting the ore, and if I angle myself so that way it can get a better line of sight on the ore, it'll start just pulling it all right in. And now what you can do is, if you want to see, you can connect yourself to the resource bridge, right? And you can see what all it's collected and things like that. Now, something that I forgot to show you, if you're not having your if you're not having your ore collector piped up, you'll use the pipe tool. So for me, I have a maintenance hatch. I had to kind of come and do this. So the resource banks, or bridges rather, are connected to hard points here and here on this ship. And so what I did was I piped the ore collector from here and into the resource bridge, so that way it could run and collect and be connected to the cargo just the same. So you got to make sure that this gets piped to your cargo, to your cargo containers somehow. As long as it's piped, you'll end up being fine. So make sure you pipe tool it up. Every ship is different, so it'll look different on every ship, but that is the gist of what you do. Is you just make sure that it's piped up to your cargo containers. If you're adding this to your starter ship, that'll be a whole lot easier. So I'm gonna stand over here, and then I'm gonna close my hatch. There we go. So as you can see, we mined some of that with the laser just fine. I don't like the range of 10, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually increase the range to 50. Let's see, 20 is the max. Okay, so 20 is the max apparently. I can't put it any higher than that. And I can't change its power draw. So its power draw is what it is. So you need a bunch of batteries. You want to run the mining laser for a very long time, but it does prevent you from getting out of your ship. Then you just turn your mining laser on, and mine all the juicy ore out of the asteroid. Get it all broken up, and as the ore collector goes to face it again, you can turn the mining laser off, and as the ore collector faces a direct line of sight with the ore, it will collect it. If your cargo becomes full for any reason, of course the ore collector will stop collecting. Keep in mind that the ore collector also requires battery power, so you want to help charge it up a little faster, turn that ore collector off, and then you use the mining laser to mine first, and you use the ore collector after you've turned the mining laser off. That'll save you some battery power as well. that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that it helped some of you. I know that there was a lot of confusion going on in the video due to some of the components in the game being bugged and some of the things that I tried to set up not working out exactly as they should have, but hopefully I got just enough information out to you guys for you to be capable of putting an ore collector and a mining laser onto your ship. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm still working on enunciating myself better and talking better and getting back into the swing of actually making YouTube videos, so I apologize for any mixed words and stuff like that. Please forgive me for that. I hope that doesn't deter you from future tutorials. I will always be getting better as I continue to make more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Flames, and I will catch you guys on the next tutorial.
願う未来に何度でもずっと食らいつくこの間違いだらけの世界の中